Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today it's live opening round coverage of the California Classic. Boy, this one has a chance to be really good. That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be, what, 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Moves into the top 10 with that birdie. Second hole's just 371 yards. Frank, are players licking their chops thinking they need to make a three here?
Yeah, if you can just accept the fact that you're going to have a longer second shot than you'd think for a hole of 370 yards, then that's the first way to overcome this. Just put yourself a short iron in your hand. Do the attacking with the second shot.
I mean, that is a sight to behold. What a spectacular shot we just saw on the par 4 with a drive in one. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll. In a very aggressive mode with that birdie now in second place.
Frank, Pete Dye certainly gives you a variety of holes, and we see that. Granted, 3 par 4s to start, but each one with a different look.
They certainly are, Rich, and it's amazing what one good bunker will do. And the bunker I'm referring to is the one down the left side. It's about 285 yards to carry. It's the sort of bunker that keeps you honest.
Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Settles in over the putt. Now has a tie for the lead with that birdie.
A pep in the stride.
For those of you just tuning in, we're checking in now on our featured golfer here at the 4th. As we catch up with today's featured golfer, we have already seen some excellent play. Frank, what are some of the keys to keeping this early momentum?
Basically just trying to do the same things. We're seeing good driving, good approach play, and very good speed on the green right now. Keep doing the same thing.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Another one inside of 5 feet.
Second shot.
Methodically starting to climb the leaderboard now. 4 under par for the tournament with yet another birdie. So we played our first par 3, now to the first par 5 on this golf course at PGA West. It is the precision off the tee.
And the Bombers too. You can run out of water at 335 yards. So for the Dustin Johnsons of the world and the Rory McIlroys, that's nearly doable. But if you can't hit it that far, it's quite obvious. You've got to keep it down the right side. And for those people, they put 2 little bunkers there.
Well, this could be good. Solid play, heart of the green. What an opportunity, a putt for eagle. This is a pretty good performance right here. 6 under for the tournament. Well, the architect Pete Dye is known for visual intimidation. We see it at TPC Sawgrass at the Players every year. And you see it right here, Frank, at this 255-yard par 3 6 with water everywhere you look.
Yeah, you could make an argument here that it suits a little bit of a cut, like a Lee Trevino style fade that starts at the left and moves its way to the green, but then that's also moving back towards the water. Conversely, if you try and fly it over that water on the right side with a little bit of a draw, then the green starts to run out on the left side. Have I made it sound hard?
So has the par. Moving on to the next hole, and the lead, Frank, is very much intact. We're at the 7th now, 346 yards with plenty of water on that right side. How do you handle this one, Frank?
You've got to pick a target there. A lot of people think when they're laying up off the tee, and that's exactly what this hole is. It just blaze away at something down the left side. But if you're going to pick a tree, don't just pick the tree. Pick a branch or a leaf. Be more specific. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, what's this second shot look like here at the 7th?
A good distance in here, and you can just simply look at the flag. This is a hole that should be taken advantage of.
Well, that's just a tee to green clinic, a seminar on how to do it the right way. Every single green in regulation. Always nice to be comfortably inside that cut line. The wily golf instructor makes birdie. Now the second par 5 on this opening 9 here at PGA West. Frank, what are we looking at?
The bunker down the right side gives you that optical illusion because it sort of has that curvy edge to it, plus it sort of moves its way to that right side. And then you notice there's a bunker on the left that sneaks in on the left side. So this isn't just sort of blaze away off the tee. It still requires a good straight tee shot. If you do err a little bit, then you've got to be very cognizant of the bunkers up on the left side as you get closer to the green.
Oh, looked like you caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Frank, anything you do differently from the rough in terms of your swing? You hinge the club a little bit more quickly?
You know, normally put the ball just a little bit further back in your stance because you want the club to be going down. Down, it's got to go down through the grass, through the ball.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Oh, that hurts. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Frank, the par 4 ninth at 452 yards is all you want.
You could make 5 there every day just by poking it down the left side, but who wants to do that? Force your hand, try and go down the right side. You might make the odd 3, make a few more 4s, but miss it on the right, and that's where you start to make a big number.
Boy, it is nice to have that one in your bag, be able to hit it that long.
Yeah, that has to be at least 315 yards.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just a couple of feet. Play some really good golf. 8 under par for the championship. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Frank, they say you have to ride the wind. Boy, he got all of that one.
Got every ounce out of the conditions.
Well, that is a ball-striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Boy, this is a long par 5, the 11th at PGA West. 617 yards.
Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. to hit the ball 300 yards through the air. That easy. Can we get a measure on that one? That's enormous.
Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Locked in on the read and the speed. The great hits just keep coming. Moves to -11 on the day. Right now, another clever, small par 4, only 363 yards here at the 12th.
A couple of different options here, Rich. You can lay it up just short of where that nose of the bunker starts to poke out on the right side of the fairway. Then you're going to be left with something in the sort of 140, 150 yard mark to the flag. Or if you want to get a little sort of greedy, you start to sneak it up there where it gets narrow. It's shorter, but it requires a better shot.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Early part of this back 9 and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie.
It's no snack, though. Well, we'll never know if that had gone in, because it never made it.
For par. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. And now we're at the par 3, 13th hole, 214 yards. Well, Frank, we came off a hole, the short par 4, 12th, where players no doubt were thinking about making birdie. Here, it's a different story. Why?
It is. Well, 13's always going to be unlucky for some. There's so much water down there on that left side. And the way it sort of laps up to the wooden bulkhead, it looks anything other than a straight shot. And this is where you have to mentally move the flag. You've got to push that flag in your mind's eye to the right side of the green and say, I do not want to go left of that.
Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. Frank, what's the best way to make 3 here at this 389-yard par 4 14th?
I'm not sure, really. I know there's 2 definitive options, hitting it down the left or carrying over the bunker. And I think that's another example of Pete Dye. There's one of those holes you never really know if you've made the right play until you finish the hole.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. That's well played. And now a good look at birdie. Nice putt. Count it. Well, Frank, we are turning home. It says so on the scorecard here at 15.
It is, and once again, another example of great bunkering by Pete Dye. Bunkers on a lot of golf courses are just simply left and right, but what Pete Dye does, he lets them cut in, especially that one down the left side of the fairway. It cuts in, so it has to be avoided, and it's going to be about 280 yards to take it completely out of play. That's probably the best line, is to get it just past that last bunker on the left side.
Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. This is the second par 5 at PGA West of 600 or more yards. The 16th is a pretty good test.
That's fine.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. He's set up for his third shot here, looking to get it on the green with this. That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
And he's putting for par now. 14 under on the day.
Well, there it is. They call it Alcatraz. Just sitting out there on the water, 168 yards away, Frank.
Well, speaking of water, that water looks so peaceful, doesn't it? It'd be a shame to spoil it with a splash.
Appears to be tracking well. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par. Well, here we are at 18. It's a par 4, only 439 yards, but again, we've said it all day long. Water to deal with.
It's a great driving hole here, Rich. You don't necessarily have to hit driver. There's three groups of bunkers that are really in play off the tee shot. It's the one in the middle. It's around 290 yards. That's the one you really have to focus on. For stronger players, there's nothing wrong with hitting 3-wood off the tee there. You're still only going to have a shot of 150, 160 yards. Whichever way you look at it, it's something that you think you can find the fairway with.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
The green, but get within easy striking distance of the hole. He'll take par and move on. Well, Frank, round 1 in the books. Look who's on top of the leaderboard.
And that's with some strong play today. They don't really need to look back. Strong play heading into the second round tomorrow.
Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. It's second round coverage of the California Classic. And now we go down to the action at the first. On the first tee, our featured golfer, Frank, has to be brimming with confidence.
They have to feed off the round from the previous day, Rich. It was a very, very good performance. And we're going to soon find out, see what these opening swings are like.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Frank, what's the player facing now with this approach shot here at the first?
Well, Rich, that tee shot looked like a draw off the tee. The second shot, because of that bunker just short right of that green, suits the cut coming in here.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just a couple of feet.
Great start.
To the second hole now, par 4, only 371 yards. Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
It's really a layup hole here. No need to hit driver down there. The biggest bunker in the distance there is about 300 yards. You have to avoid that. Nothing wrong with hitting an iron or even a hybrid off this.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Frank, this one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it. Send it.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Oh, I thought he had that. Well, he's not going to be real happy with that. Wow.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Has his par. Frank, 100 yards longer than the second hole. The third, 471 yards. What do you think of this hole?
This is totally different to the previous hole. Driver should come out of the bag here, and if you can take that first bunker out of play, which is around that 285, 290 yard mark, you can start to shorten this hole up a little bit. And, well, the longest hitters, they still might even get a short iron in hand.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
And he's made it onto the green now. Nudge this one home, finish it up.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Now to the fourth, 192 yards and a pretty tough hole location here today. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Setting himself up for a good weekend, the wily golf instructor makes his birdie.
Well, here we are at the first par 5 of the day. The fifth, 535 yards. Frank, break it down.
It's called double trouble. Reason why, there's the lake on the tee shot on the left side, and then he's reversed it up there on the second shot and put the lake on the right.
We knew it right away, Frank. That's a good one.
Solid. Second shot.
I like the looks of this one.
Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Good roll. Frank, this looks like a fun hole. The first par 5 of the day, 535-yard fifth.
Yeah, as long as you've got something that doesn't go left off the tee shot and doesn't go right off the second shot, you'll be fine.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Frank, if you want to play this game at the highest level, and no doubt our players do, you have to sort of be tactical. When you break down shots or break down a hole, how would you break down this hole? in a very smart way.
Yeah, I know what you're getting at there. A lot of people would think 350 yards, you could bash a driver down there, you'd finish up in trouble. Well, the way to be aggressive on a strategic hole is to just put the first one in play in a position where you can attack with the second. And there's no shame in that. You can still walk off here more days than often than not with a 3. Repetitive is often sounds boring. This is just shot after shot, and it's anything other than that. Spectacular.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been.
555-yard par 5 8th hole. Frank, is this a 2-shotter or a 3-shotter?
Good question, Rich. It starts to shrink down by the walkway, which is around that 330-yard mark. That's the decision has to be made. Personally, I think you try it at first, because even if you do find a fairway bunker, then it is certainly a layup. If you've got the distance, it's well worth the risk.
Now the approach shot here on this par 5 8th.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. How about that terrific approach shot, setting up a makeable eagle putt? Not a gimme, but well within his range. Oh yes, that's an eagle.
Frank, as we arrive here at the par 4 9th, 452 yards, I hear players like you often say, I'm going to take it on. What do you mean by that, and how does it apply to this particular tee shot?
Well, you have options, obviously. One is to hit it down that right side, which is your best shot. The easy way is obviously to bail it out down the left side, but then you're almost giving into the hole, like you're accepting you're going to make bogey if you're lucky. So in the end, you're forced to go back to option A, which is actually to challenge the best shot you have, which is down the right side.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie.
Comfortably knocks it in.
Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. Wow, I thought he made that. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just a tap in to finish the hole.
No, really, Rich, right now it's just a case of running out of holes. Pars are fine.
Frank, how about this hole, the par 5 11th? Long one.
Oh, it is. And, anything over 600 yards, only the longest it is the Bubba Watsons, the Dustin Johnsons of the world. The other ones that can get home on a hole like this. For the other ones, even those bunkers down the left side are sort of in play. You at least have to give them a cursory look off the tee. Nothing wrong with a hole, a par 5 that you can't reach. You still play it as a 3-shotter. And in some respects, you get rewarded for laying up here because that water that comes in on the left-hand side, that's not going to be in play.
The position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play.
In the cup. What a shot. Can't get much better than that.
Frank, now another clever, small par 4, only 363 yards here at the 12th.
A couple of different options here, Rich. You can lay it up just short of where that nose of the bunker starts to poke out on the right side of the fairway. Then you're going to be left with something in the sort of 140, 150 yard mark to the flag. Well, if you want to get a little sort of greedy, Start to sneak it up there where it gets narrow. It's shorter. It requires a better shot.
Get down. Lay down. Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
And getting ready for the putt.
Had every chance of going in.
This from about 10 feet. That is a solid par putt right there.
Frank, what do you make of this par 3 13th at 214 yards?
It's another example of Pete Dye using those sort of very harsh wooden bulkheads that give you that such a definitive line around the edge of the green. Plus, it's his ability to turn a straight hole into a very angular or crooked-looking hole.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. That's how you keep a round going. Make them from that distance.
14th hole, par 4 of 389 yards. It is short, but Frank, there is some danger lurking along the way.
Yeah, most of it's sand. Two options really. Poke it down that left side, let it run down there like a bowling alley. Either that or take that bunker completely out of play, 290, 300-yard category, and get it down there where it's just a flick wedge in.
Moving into this second shot here at hole number 14. Good swing, good shot yet again. Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going. Keeps the momentum on his side.
Par 4 15th, measuring in at 468 yards. Frank, if a player needs to make a big move at the close of the round, how could they get at this whole location and make a birdie? They call this turning home.
I think that's where you have to be a little more aggressive off the tee shot. A drive of 280 yards can certainly take those two bunkers down the left out of play. There is one in the distance down there, 350 yards, so even the longest hitters can still hit driver down there. You imagine pumping one down there, sort of 340 yards. Now you turn a long hole into a drive and a wedge. That's how you get aggressive.
I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching two tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
Par 5 16th is a slight dogleg left at 600 yards.
Beautiful rhythmic swing right there and right down Peachtree. Now the second shot to the par 5. Steady all day long. That one about 20 feet away. He'll settle. Been pretty good all day from this distance. Just trying to take care of business. Oh, and it's good. What an amazing putt.
This is the second par 5 at PGA West of 600 or more yards. The 16th is a pretty good test.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Shouldn't be a problem here. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
One great hole after another here at PGA West. The finishing hole, no exception. Frank, what can we expect here?
Great finishing hole. It's amazing. If you took the 3 bunkers we're first going to see down the right side, this would almost be a nothing hole. But because they're perfectly situated here, they really shrink up that driving area down the left side. And this is just a reward for a great swing, a great strike, a great shot.
This is a good-looking shot.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been.
So all the scores have been posted for round number 2, and look who is on top of the leaderboard, Frank.
Yeah, with 2 very solid rounds of golf. Key right now, just stay out of your own way and keep it up. The pressure will start to build. We know that as you get closer to the end of this tournament.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Today it's live third round coverage of the California Classic.
Excellent opening tee shot right in the fairway.
Frank, this is an approach shot here at the first hole that will get a player's attention.
It will. Very strategically placed bunker that protects that front right of the green, plus the angle of that green. If you're going to take it across that bunker, you better judge that inch perfect.
But he's going for back-to-back birdies here, trying to jumpstart this round.
Some momentum moving in the right direction.
Count that. That's a birdie. To the second hole now, par 4, only 371 yards. Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
It's really a layup hole here. No need to hit driver down there. The biggest bunker in the distance there is about 300 yards. You have to avoid that. Nothing wrong with hitting an iron or even a hybrid off this.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole. Really solid stroke.
Moving to the third hole to par 4 again. This one 471 yards.
Does it come down yet? Not only is it straight, it's mega long.
Getting set now for the second shot here at hole number 3, par 4.
Should be safely on deck.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That.
Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Frank, this is our first par 3 of the day. The fourth, about 192 yards.
And it's called sandpit. So if you're not on the green, chances are you're getting that lob wedge or sand wedge out. The green is 36 yards deep. Got a nice little sort of hump and hollow roll to it. Mini roller coaster.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie.
Just 5 feet left. Nice solid start to the round. Tee to green looks to be in command.
Yeah, it's surprising. I thought he might have been a little shaky out of the gate, but certainly proved me wrong.
So we played our first par 3, now to the first par 5 on this golf course at PGA West. It is the 535-yard 5th hole. Frank, it appears as though it rewards precision off the tee.
And the Bombers, too. You can run out of water at 335 yards. So for the Dustin Johnsons of the world and the Rory McIlroys, that's nearly doable. But if you can't hit it that far, it's quite obvious. You've got to keep it down the right side. And for those people, they put 2 little bunkers there. Well, this is straight at it.
It's a really good line.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He has this for eagle.
Well, he's done it. That's an eagle right there. Tremendous effort. Well, Frank, how about this 255-yard par 3 6th?
Yeah, there's a bit of a bailout area, sort of short and left, but the only thing really going in the player's favour, it is a big green, 51 yards in depth. So if you want to sort of do the maths in reverse, 255, take away 50, 205 front, it doesn't sound as daunting.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus. A good solid stroke there. No sign of nerves on that.
Frank, this is like a big water park here at PGA West. We saw it at the 6th, and here again at the 7th, a challenging par 4, 346 yards.
I've never, ever seen anyone try and drive this green. So it's just a layup. You see the bunker down there in the distance. That really is the stop sign. So something that's short of that, but really what I prefer is try and lay up on a nice number. Something that you got a full shot in, whether that be a 9-iron or an 8-iron or a wedge. You'd like to have a full club in here.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
He's made it. Well, Frank, here at the par 5 8th, 559 yards. Looks as though the player's getting a break from the water, but there is some trouble out there.
Yeah, there certainly is bunkering both on the left and the right. Once again, though, par 5s are always an opportunity for the longer hitter. Even if you stray a little offline, then it just becomes a free shotter like it is for everybody else.
Now the approach shot here on this par 5 8th. Good-looking shot right here.
Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today.
Finishing out the front nine with a pretty difficult par 4. Again, water down that right side.
What a great shot.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin.
Player really needs to be dialed in here. This approach shot is not easy by any stretch here at the ninth. Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
And he has it for birdie. Excellent front side, trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going?
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Early part of this second 9 and a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. Trying to make yet another birdie. A great roll right there. Just a pure stroke right in the heart. Now at the long par 5 11. They call it eternity with good reason. It is 617 yards. Frank, what's the game plan here?
Hit it as long as you can, hopefully only a couple of times, and you can get fairly close to this green. A little pitch up there, but even if you go for this green or try and get close, that's when you start to notice the water that comes in on the left side. So you can't just bash away. Might only be a couple of bunkers in play off the tee, but they have to be avoided.
Too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Not a problem from there, right in the middle. To the par 4 12th here at PGA West, short at 363 yards. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. I think this one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it. Send it.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Hard putt, soft hands, beautiful roll.
Frank, what do you make of this par 3 13th at 214 yards?
It's another example of Pete Dye using those sort of very harsh wooden bulkheads that give you that such a definitive line around the edge of the green. Plus, it's his ability to turn a straight hole into a very angular or crooked looking hole. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
In the thick stuff.
Thick, it's brutal out there.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. No putter, no problem. Slams that into the cup. Now another short par 4. It's only 389 yards. But Frank, where could a player go off course, so to speak, at this 14th?
Well, this is a hole where you have to play your own game. If you're a longer hitter, I think you can challenge that bunker and knock it over there. And if you're shorter play, you should be only looking at that left side. You're always going to feel like you've left something out there on a hole like this. You'd always think you could have done the other option. But this is where you've got to stick to what you think is your game plan.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Now to the par 4 15th hole, 468 yards. Frank, what do you like about number 15?
The variation of the bunkering here, Rich, I think is excellent. The bunker that meanders its way down the right side tends to go to the right, and then you start to see those two bunkers down the left side. You've really got to try and take that second one on the left out of play. That requires something in excess of 280 yards. From there on in, you've got a chance.